Rising from the ashes, a tale of resilience and renewal. It was a beautiful morning when Sarah woke up. The sun was shining bright, the birds were singing, and the flowers in the garden were blooming. She looked out the window and smiled, feeling grateful for another day of life. But that feeling quickly faded as she remembered the reality of her situation. She was alone in a big house, struggling with depression and the weight of her past mistakes. Sarah had always been a high achiever. She graduated top of her class in college, got a job at a prestigious company, and quickly climbed the corporate ladder. But success came at a cost. She had no time for herself, no time for her friends, and no time for her family. And eventually, the stress and pressure caught up with her. She started drinking to cope with the stress, and soon enough, she was an alcoholic. Her work suffered, her relationships suffered, and she lost everything she had worked so hard for. She was fired from her job, her husband divorced her, and her friends abandoned her. Now, at the age of 35, Sarah was alone and broke. She had hit rock bottom, and she didn't see a way out. As the days passed, Sarah's depression worsened. She stayed in bed most of the day, only getting up to drink or eat something. She felt like a failure, like she had wasted her life, and she didn't see a way to change that. But one day, as she was flipping through the TV channels, she came across a documentary about people who had overcome adversity. She watched as they talked about their struggles, their pain, and how they had found the strength to rise above it all. And she felt a spark of hope. For the first time in a long time, Sarah felt like she wasn't alone. She realized that other people had been through similar struggles and had come out on the other side. And she started to believe that maybe she could too. Sarah decided to seek help. She called a therapist and made an appointment. It was hard to admit that she needed help, but she knew that it was the first step to getting better. In therapy, Sarah talked about her past, her mistakes, and her pain. It was hard to relive those memories, but she knew that it was necessary to heal. She also learned coping mechanisms to deal with her depression and anxiety, and slowly but surely, she started to feel better. Sarah also started to take care of herself. She started exercising, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep. She started to reconnect with her family and friends, apologizing for her past behavior and trying to make amends. She also started to volunteer at a local shelter, helping people who were going through hard times. It felt good to give back, and it reminded her that there was more to life than just herself. As time passed, Sarah's life started to change. She got a job at a local nonprofit, helping people in need. She made new friends who supported her and encouraged her to keep going. And she started to see a future for herself, a future where she could be happy and fulfilled. One day, Sarah sat in her garden, watching the sunset. She thought about how far she had come, and how much she had grown. She felt grateful for her struggles, because they had led her to this moment. She felt like a phoenix rising from the ashes, renewed and reborn. And she knew that she had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead, because she had already overcome so much. She smiled, feeling content and at peace.